According to the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, there are 3 different kinds of joy: satvic, rajasic, and tamasic types of joy. And different amounts of discipline are required in each of these 3 categories to experience that true joy. So the first category, tamasic type of joy. This is where you can say no discipline is needed at all whatsoever. You can do what you want, when you want, however you want, if you want. This is tamasic type of joy. No discipline is essential. And because of that, there is actually no joy in the beginning, in the short term, or in the end, in the long term. There appears to be some form of happiness, some form of joy, but in actual reality, there is no joy. For example, those who spend much time drinking alcohol, recreational drugs, smoking, all of these kind of habits appear to give some form of joy, some form of happiness in both the short and the long term. But in reality, that is not joy. And the second type of joy is rajasic type of joy. This is where you can say wrong discipline or a lack of discipline is needed. Because in the short term, it might bring some happiness, might appear to give some joy, but in the long term, it gives problems, gives issues, gives complications. For example, a diabetic patient who sees a nice chocolate cake sitting in front of him and says, "Oh, I can just have one slice. It will do me okay, nothing will happen." So in the short term, might be happy, might bring that source of joy, but in the long term, may lead to complications, may lead to problems. And that is rajasic type of joy. Lack of discipline, short-term happiness, but long-term misery. And then we have the final one, satvic type of joy. This is where discipline is essential. Discipline is needed in order to experience satvic type of joy. Because in the beginning, it will be difficult. It might be problematic. It might be complicated. But keeping the discipline, keeping the consistency of the practice will lead to long-lasting, true joy. The real essence of what it means to be joyful, to be happy. For example, doing our yoga practices, doing our meditation, eating healthy, spending time in nature, going for walks, doing our exercises, spending time in good company. All of these things require a little amount of discipline to keep the practice, to keep the effort. And in the short term, might be difficult. Waking up early morning in the cold, doing your practicing, doing your breathing. Short term, difficulty. But in the long term, will lead to long-lasting, true joy. And that is where discipline is essential in order to experience that true, long-lasting, real joy.